louder than
I
all
can
that.
probably
Going
fix
live
that.
now.
All
Come
right,
on.
Did you hear me? We're going live in 30 seconds.
Got it?
I can fix that.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning. Good morning and welcome to Unity of Kent Sunday service for April 16th, right? April 16th, 2023. I greet you warmly in the spirit of unity and give a warm welcome to our guest musician today, Mark Stanton Welch. So it's wonderful to have you with us again.
Thank you.
And I would like to invite Mark, are you there?
I am.
To start our service with song.
Okay.
Oh, good. There you are.
Oh my gosh. Well, top of the morning, everyone. So happy to be back. And based on the title of the talk, I've got a song from March 12, 2008, as we were sort of moving towards that little 2012 unknown element there. But I think it serves the title. So here we go. Spring has sprung with light and love. The kingdom cracks its shell. Despite the forms and confusion, to the past bid fare thee well. For rising up in each of us the truth of who we are, and golden beams of energy, they bathe us from the stars. Everything within this world, it comes from you and me. We co-create and manifest the forms of our beliefs. Yet we were taught to doubt and fear, and this has tied our hands. The time has come to rise above. This is the divine plan. Within us lies the coding to create this life of peace. Forms and thoughts that don't align, they all must be released. This quickening is heaven's call, so heed that holy sound. And free emotions, open hearts, live only in the now. For you have known for a long time, you know all this is true, and you were born in this prime time to help the world renew. Lay down your story and rise up and break illusion's spell. Prepare to enter that kingdom that starts 2012. The forms of life are changing fast, so let your power rise and take those steps to clear, be true, and never ever compromise. And celebrate each moment full with gratitude, with joy. And we shall live in love and light. Come with me, won't you join? Yes, we have known for the long time. You know all this is true. For you were born in this prime time to help this world renew. Lay down your stories and rise up and break illusion's spell. Prepare to enter the kingdom that starts 2012. 2023. Make your pledge, stand right up to your holy self, be true. Walk your talk, say yes to life. That's all you have to do. Yes, I will. Yes, I shall. Bathe me in the light. Open me to truly see. Bathe me in the light. Yes, I shall. Yes, I will. Bathe me in the light. Open me to truly see. Bathe me in the light.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah, I love watching you when you sing. Your eyes are so expressive, and they're very fun.
No, bless you too.
Yeah, well, I don't know how you do it, but it seems that, over the years, you just become more and more boyish. And
That's because I've been doing all my therapy.
it's doing a good job. Anyway,
I
think
really
you,
appreciate it. Thank you.
yeah, I think you just have a really wonderfully buoyant spirit, and I'm so grateful that you're here with us this morning.
Oh, me too. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm very grateful that all of you are here with us this morning as well. Those of you in the sanctuary as well as on Zoom, welcome to our Sunday service. I'm really glad of the rain, even though I enjoyed that little break we had of sunshine. Now I want a nice balance, so I'll have to put my order in with the universe. A few days of rain, more days of sun, few days of rain, because after all, when you plant seeds, you want the optimum conditions for growth, flowering, and fruiting. Isn't that a nice way to think about it? Unity of Kent is a welcoming congregation. We invite people of all races, creeds, colors, and lifestyles to be with us. We teach a philosophy of spirituality that relies on our own responsibility. We take responsibility for our spiritual growth. We make changes where changes are necessary. It's a spirituality that calls us to courage. It calls us to freedom. It calls us to enlightenment. It calls us to expansion. It calls us to fearless awareness. All of these things put together create a very strong spirit and a significant life. And we, in this congregation, nurture that life through our teachings, which are based on very solid New Thought principles as well as the teachings of Jesus. One thing that I'm very cognizant of and support is our belief in each person's unfolding spirituality according to their own conscience as well as their own authority. We are here to offer support in being able to look past difficulties to the truth that underscores all of our lives. And that truth is that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Our true natures are divine, and we seek to become more and more aware of that divinity and putting it into practice in our lives through our attitudes and our choices. And so I'd like to set a tone, as Mark did, with music, with prayer, a centering prayer to bring us to this moment, to this place, to this time, to our time together for the next hour. And so if it feels comfortable for you, I would invite you to close your eyes, to minimize distraction, and to allow a turning within, a true deepening, a sense of depth within yourself, a depth that is infinite and spiritual, that is alive. This is a depth in which we are truly in alignment with our source. When we are in alignment with source, we experience good in our lives. We experience peace, guidance, wisdom. We experience our power. We experience the vitality of our lives. We make ourselves available to universal flow when we are in alignment with our source. And in this alignment, there is nothing that can diminish who and what we are. That here right now in this sanctuary, that we are in the midst of light and grace, not because it is a sanctuary, but because we are here. And we fill this sanctuary with the light and grace of our own beingness. And you at home, fill your homes with the light and grace of your beingness, of your consciousness. And this is a consciousness that is continuously unfolding as we practice our principles and as we deepen our awareness. And so for this opportunity to support one another, to realize the true amazing energy that we each are for this hour together, for this hour of teaching and listening and being and interacting. It is a gift that is priceless. And so we accept it wholeheartedly, acknowledging this presence that we each are in our own particular and unique way. And so it is. Amen.
So June 10th, 2012. People used to think the world was flat. They would never go out, afraid they'd never come back. They held their belief so strongly. Yeah, they held their beliefs so strongly. And we grew up believing that the way things were the way they'd be forever and ever. And we held our belief so strongly. Yes, we held our beliefs so strongly. But it's a world of change, and it's very strange that so many are afraid of this world of change. But here we are now, a pivotal time when the way it's been is in decline, and the things we believe are falling. Yeah, the things we believe are falling. For the way to be strong is to learn to let go, and the more you release, the more you flow. Can you believe what I'm saying? I say, can you believe what I'm saying? 'Cause it's a world of change, and it's very strange that so many are afraid of this world of change. Well, so hear me now and I sing to you. There's a revolution and it's coming through. It's a beautiful light, a sweeping change. Breathe it in right now. Surrender resistance, claim your space. It's a magical time for the human race. A world reborn, a time of grace. Breathe it in right now. I say breathe it in right now. Just breathe it in right now. 'Cause it's a world of change. And it's very strange that some people are afraid of this world of change. So are you willing, ready to live a new life with an open heart and a limitless mind? Will build your beliefs on love. Yeah, will you build your beliefs on love? Yes, I will build my beliefs on love. Let's do that together. Yes, I will build my beliefs on love. Yes, I will build my beliefs on love. Yes, I will build my belief on love. You know that people used to think the world was flat, they would never go out, afraid they'd never come back.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Been a long time since we've seen you. It's good.
It has.
Yeah. Don't stay away.
Okay. I'll be there in about 15 minutes.
Okay. You managed to miss all the snow and the floods, right?
We've had our share, but no snow. We had plenty of water. We prayed for water for so long, and then it came, and now we're going, stop the water.
Right. Be careful what you ask for, right?
That's right. The power.
I love that. Build your belief on love. Love makes the world go round. I have a thing on my door. It says, love heals all. And I believe that. Love is the most important thing. So let's just love one another. So let's start with our statement of faith. There's one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good omnipotence. I trust and align with that power of goodness now. So I'm the worship assistant today. My name is Lee O'Neill. And for those of you in the sanctuary, you have a little slip in your program if you have a prayer and you want to fill that out, and we'll be collecting those in a little while. So Mondays, Spirit Talk with Patty on Zoom at 10 a.m. It's always fun and live. What? That's what I said, Wednesday. I said Monday, didn't I? Sorry. Wednesday, yeah. And this Saturday, we're having a Keep Connected dinner and meeting. The dinner's at 4 p.m., and the dinner will be provided. And then we'll come upstairs to the sanctuary, and we'll have a very, very important meeting. So for those of you on Zoom, I hope you can tune in at 5 o'clock to be part of the meeting. That's all the announcements. So the virtue today is explorative. An explorative person is one who exhibits curiosity about the world and other people, him and herself. To be explorative is to want to know about things at a deeper level. It is a willingness to go beyond conventional means in order to obtain meaning and knowledge about the things around us. And if you'll say the affirmations with me, I am explorative. I am curious about the world around me. I actively seek new knowledge and apply it towards enriching my life. I seek to know things at a deeper level. And the daily word today is world peace. I live my vision for a peaceful world. To bring about peace in the world, I begin by paying attention to my first reaction when I feel I have been treated unjustly. I do not deny my feelings, but neither do I allow anger, envy, or other negative feelings to take control of my response. I feel my feelings, but I remain committed to the living truth I know. Regardless of behavior, every person is a divine being, a living expression of God. I call upon my divine faculties of love, faith, and strength to guide my next steps. No matter how another responds, I remain centered in God. My efforts make a difference. Peace between individuals creates peace within families, in communities, and among the nations of the world. The effect of righteousness will be peace, and the result of righteousness, quietness, and trust forever. Isaiah 32:17. So for those of you that are on Zoom, if you have a prayer and you would like to unmute and share your prayer, now would be the time. If you want to.
I'm Debbie. I wanted to have you pray for Catania. My friend Catania has one more chemo in May, and I just want to pray for a miracle that her cancer is gone. The second time she's had cancer. And I have the starting of a frozen shoulder. It's getting better, so prayer is working. And that's the two requests I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. And we in the sanctuary now will bless our prayers. And I'd like to add my own, too, for Unity of Kent, for solid direction and unfoldment in a way that is the highest and best, not only for the church as a whole, but for each individual member of the church. So I'm just holding that in high expectation of the unfolding of divine wisdom and intent for all of us, not only our life here in the church, but in our individual personal lives as well. And so I ask that we rub our hands together and get the energy flowing, that we are energy, we are energy beings, and we have this body that we live in, that houses our energy essence, energetic, our spiritual essence. So we direct that energy towards our prayer box, and we open our hearts and we open our minds. We affirm without reservation, in absolute faith and belief that there is one presence and one power, active in the universe, active in all systems, active in all beings. And this presence and power, having no adversary, no opposite, is absolute good. Its nature is good. Its movement is always towards expansion and development. This presence and power is the power of my life. It is the power of the lives of my loved ones. It is at the core of every situation and circumstance that I engage with in my life. And its influence promotes the outcomes that most serve me as well as my loved ones, that most serves the world in which I live. And I trust in that. I have confidence in that. And therefore, I open myself, my beingness, in an attitude of surrender, so that I might not block this unfolding of this energy with my own desires, with my own short-sightedness, but surrender to the long view, surrender to the larger expression of what is wanting to come into being. I'm so grateful for this tool, this power, this activity of prayer that aligns my consciousness and corrects my course throughout my life. Letting go, letting God be God in all situations. I say thank you. And I feel the feelings of gratitude for that which is unfolding in perfect time, perfect space. And so it is. Amen.
So now's the time for handshakes and hugs.
All right. So September 15th, 1988. Where were you? What were you doing? I was writing this song called What Lies Beyond, just for this moment. There are times in life, in the late, late night, when my eyes turn to the stars. I wonder where I've come from. I wonder who we are. And I think of mighty futures and all the eons past. And I wonder just how far we've come. And I just have to ask, what lies beyond? What lies beyond? And there are times in life, in the late, late night, when my eyes turn to my heart, and I wonder where I've come from. Where did I get my start? And I think of the open future and all the journeys past, and I wonder just how far I've come, and I just have to ask, what lies beyond? What lies beyond? What lies beyond the golden moment? Beyond my wildest dreams, beyond those misty mountains, beyond my frightened screams. Well, will I live a good life? Will I be content? Will I raise a happy family? Will I be a success? Will anyone care? Will I ever really be free? And will I walk in light? Will I change this earth? Will I ever reach mastery? And will I love my life? Be ready when I die? Will I reach my destiny? Oh, Whew. What lies beyond? When there are times in life in the late night when my eyes turn to your heart and I wonder where you've come from, where did you get your start? And I think of your endless future and all your journeys past, and I wonder just how far you've come, and do you ever ask what lies beyond? Do you? What lies beyond? What lies beyond the golden moment, beyond the wildest dreams, beyond your misty mountains, beyond your frightened screams? Oh, will you live a good life? Will you be content? Raise a happy family? And will you be a success? Will anyone care? Will you ever really be free? And will you walk in light? Will you change this earth? Or will you ever reach mastery? And will you love your life? Be ready when you die and reach your destiny? What lies beyond? Yes. What lies beyond? What lies beyond? What lies beyond?
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mark. That's a that's a very good question. What lies beyond? What lies beyond? I'd like to just remind people that, especially you on Zoom, that we are doing a 4 Agreements class. Out of the 9 weeks, this will be our 4th class today. And you can join on Zoom if you are feeling you would like to be in the 4 Agreements class by Don Miguel Ruiz, based on his book, The 4 Agreements. And today's subject is really a powerful one, and it's being impeccable with your word. So if you at home feel like you would like to join in the conversation or the experience, just go to our website, and on our events page, you can push the button that's advertising the class, and it'll take you right in. This has been a new experience for me. My past classes on Sunday after service have been much less technical than this class is. That would come into the classroom and we would have the material and discussion. And what has changed is offering it on Zoom that includes many different elements, like videos and other, and what do you call, yes, PowerPoint slideshows and things. And so it's really raised the experience up a notch. And it's been a very steep learning curve for me, and it has some very positive elements to it that hopefully we can continue to incorporate either wholly or in part in the future for future classes. So that was the pitch. I'm sure you've had times in your life with different circumstances in which there's been a problem, there's been a challenge. And for myself, I've from time to time had car trouble. I don't know, have any of you ever had car trouble? Okay, have any of you ever not have car trouble? Well, my son has a best friend who knows everything about cars, and he has been working on my cars since he was in high school. And so something goes sideways with my car, right? There's a noise that starts, coming up. Maybe a grinding. Maybe when I turn it on, it doesn't go on right away. It goes, and then it doesn't catch. Or there's something very greasy in the driveway. Or my heat's not coming on. Okay, so there's these problems. And my mind goes to, oh, it must be a water pump. Oh, it must be an alternator. Oh, it must be a solenoid. Oh, it must be a terminal. Oh, it must be the drive shaft. Oh, see, I'm not really a car person, but I know these things because I've had them repaired. Timing chains, And so I call up Doug, I go, Doug, I've got some car trouble, and I'm wondering if you could give me some guidance here. And you know what he does? The first thing he asks me? He says, well, does the battery have water? And then he'll say, well, check the oil and see if you're down a quart of oil. And that's his go-to. He goes to the basic. And he tells me that the most important things in maintaining a car, the maintenance of a car, is making sure it has water and making sure it has oil. Simple, basic. And I think the same is true in our spiritual lives. That we come upon challenges in our spiritual lives, and we go to classes, and we go to seminars, and we go to counseling, and we go to all kinds of support, seeking out some kind of support, and to help us move through these challenges. And when it's a question of going back, in my view, going back to the basics, it's like water and oil. And so what are the basics for us here in Unity? It's our principles. What are our basic principles? We just have 5, and yet they have tremendous impact when we put them into practice, when we truly understand and engage with them. And the first of these foundational principles is that there is only one presence and one power in the universe. And that presence and power is what? Yep, God, the omnipotence. And the nature of God is absolute good. And being absolute good, what does that mean? What does it mean when something is absolutely good? Right. There's no opposite. There's no bad. There's no contention. There's not a competing force that is in opposition to the one presence and to one power. This one presence and one power is omniscience. It's omnipotence. It's all-knowing. It's omnipresent. It's everywhere equally at the same time. I mean, how does it do that? It's everywhere equally at the same time. This presence and the power and its absolute goodness is not a being. It does not have an adversary. It does not have preferences. This presence and power neither rewards nor punishes. It doesn't make plans, and nor is it swayed by human activities, such as pleading or praying or manipulating or deals or agreements. It simply is, and it is absolute good. Many call this presence and power God. Well, God is a very charged word. When we say that word God, we have all kinds of images and impressions that automatically come up from our past experiences in spiritual practice or in spiritual congregations other than Unity. the more traditional, the more fundamental ones of anthropomorphizing God, putting human characteristics on God. But God is not human. God is not a being. God is energy. God is a verb. God is active. It is this presence and power is active because it is in alignment with certain principles. And because it is absolute, these principles are the structure of its nature, which is absolute good. So it cannot, this presence and power cannot will outside of its nature of goodness. That's number one. That's basic. So we can take that information, we can take that belief, those ideas, and apply it to whatever situation that's causing a challenge. What is the truth here? There is one presence and one power active in my life, in the universe, right here, right now, in this situation, in this circumstance. And that this present situation and circumstance is meant for my good. I may not be able to relate to it right now, but it's for my good. The second of the five principles declares that we, human beings, are created in God's image and have within our own natures divine attributes. And what do we call those attributes? Yes, 12 powers. We call those attributes the 12 powers. I'm not going to list them, but I think you know what they are. We even have a phrase for the reality of our deepest being, our spiritual lives, our physical lives. We say, and this is familiar, you can chime in if you want, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. That means, first and foremost, we are spiritual beings, and we are placed in a body and having a physical experience. This means that first and foremost, we are spiritual. First and foremost, we are spiritual. Our most real and enduring essence is spiritual. We have within us all that God is except for one thing. Do you know what that one thing is? What's that one thing? Awareness, self-awareness, maybe, but that one thing is free will. Free will. Where God cannot go against its nature, we can choose to go against our natures, our spiritual natures. As spiritual humans, we live in environments that must support both. We have to have support around us for both our material, physical lives and spiritual lives, our spiritual, divine lives. The spiritual world supports us with laws and principles. And when we know these and we put them into practice, they work for us. And then the material world provides support for our physical bodies. Therefore, we have unlimited access to abundance, to prosperity, to wisdom, to strength, to the spiritual attributes that are in our spiritual being. And so that supports our spiritual life. The earth is our physical environment that supports our physical lives. Now, the rub of all of this is that as having a human experience, our attention and our focus is grabbed more by the material world than by the spiritual reality in which we truly live. And we direct way more energy towards physical concerns rather than spiritual concerns. and spiritual alignment. We have not quite mastered the skill of being in the world, but not of it. When we are faced with suffering, with disharmony, with pain, with challenges, with disconnects, it is our human impulse to look to the world for resolution, to work to the world to fix it, fix this. I'm in pain, fix this. We seek direction, we seek wisdom, answers, we seek knowledge, we seek guidance, we seek inspiration outside of ourselves, thinking that what we need is out there. And we wonder, why is this so seemingly hard to access? Why can't we access more easily the external wisdoms to bring our lives into alignment? It's because we are primarily not physical, but we are spiritual. We live in a world where we are constantly bombarded with information. We have access to endless streams of knowledge, of ideas, of opinions. We are taught to rely on our intellect, our reasoning power, our mind. We are taught how to analyze. We habitually go to outside sources for guidance and instruction, not believing that we have that within ourselves. We think of ourselves as being depleted. We work hard. We work very hard to figure things out, to solve our own problems. And while many of these skills are useful and they're valuable, they're not the only means of understanding the world around us, and they're not the only means by which to nurture and expand our lives. Now, the material world has, even in the material world, even if we're not accessing our spiritual gifts, our spiritual opportunities right now, we know that they exist. We know that they're out there. But we don't know how to expand and nurture them. We don't know how to bring them into being in the moment when we most need them. Beyond words and logic lies our deeper knowing, a knowing that we each have, a knowing that is reliable and that is trustworthy. And yet we have a hard time trusting it. And I think it's because it's invisible. We have many things in our material world that is beyond visibility, that is beyond our ability to sense. Just in terms of light waves, there's a whole range of light waves that we cannot detect. And sound waves, there's a whole range of sound waves that we cannot detect with the sensual range that we have. And so there are tangible things that we are not aware of. And just because we're not aware of them, or not aware, but because we can't sense them, doesn't mean that they don't exist. They do exist. Intuition is one of those things within ourselves that is immensely powerful. Intuition is an awareness that bubbles up from deep within. It can be cultivated, but it can't be forced, and it can't be controlled. We can make ourselves receptive to it, but we can't give it direction. Rather than a force that drives us in a particular direction, inspiration is a whisper that nudges us in certain directions. It's very subtle. It's very respectful. And it comes upon us only when we are attuned to it. We can grow our intuition by not just being more aware of it, but by taking active steps to act on it. The more we act on our intuition, the greater our intuition grows. the more sensitive it becomes. And the more sensitive it comes and the more aware of it we are, the more powerful it is in our life. Because it's not splashy or insistent or the product of intense study or effort, we often ignore our intuition, dismissing it as irrational or as illogical. It's something like faith, that we believe in something that not yet manifests, but we believe it's there, or we believe in things that we can't prove. And we call that faith. And intuition is something that we can access, that can become an active force in our lives, but it's hard to pin down just exactly what it is. Because we can't pin it down, we often don't give it the due that it deserves as a viable, powerful force in our lives. We are taught to rely on our intellect, we are taught to analyze, and we're taught to reason. We are encouraged to be aggressive and to take action when we have challenges in our lives. And in our culture, we value the external influence more than the internal. And so therefore it can be challenging to trust in our own inner knowledge. Our intuition connects us to a deeper reality that lies beyond the limitation of our senses, just like some wavelengths of light and sound. It connects us to our spiritual wavelengths. To trust in our tuition is to trust in the fundamental order of the universe, is to trust in this impeccable knowing within us that is aligned with our spirit, which is aligned with the omniscience and omnipotence of God. But to cultivate this power, to cultivate our intuition, requires that we give it attention. Okay, and so how do we build? How do we strengthen our intuition? How do we do that? It's a spiritual attribute. It has spiritual effects. It has a spiritual impact. And so how do we nurture it? How do we strengthen it? What do we do with that?
Trust it.
We trust it. Yes, we trust it. We what? We follow it, exactly. Yes, we meditate on it. We go to the silence. We quiet it down. We quiet ourselves down. In our world of activity and noise, it's a distractor. And so we have to really set aside time to be in the silence so that we can hear this voice. Be still and know, the sign says on the back wall in our prayer count corner. Be still and know. This is the knowing beyond knowledge. This is wisdom and intuition. I can remember one time leaving my house, getting halfway down the street in my car, and wondering, did I turn the stove off? Have you ever done that? Okay. And as I'm driving, I'm going, oh yeah, I turned the stove off. I must have turned the stove off. And because I had that question, that thought, I wonder if I turned the stove off, I chalked it up to intuition, that there was something in me that is saying to me, Patty, all's not right here. And so I turned around and I went back and I checked, and the stove was off. Now, was my intuition wrong? I don't think so. Because of that voice inside of me, I was moved to take action to check it out, right? And while I was taking time to check it out, put me behind in time and space wherever I would be in the rest of my day, so that if there were, this gets this gets really out there, but it, but it put me in a different time frame for everywhere I went that day. And there's part of me that says, wow, maybe I averted an accident. Maybe I averted some harm. Maybe this was just the right thing I needed to set a different course, to put myself on a different path. And I had peace of mind all day. Yes, exactly right. And so I guess what I'm trying to stress is if we get a nudging like that and follow our intuition, and what we thought was the issue, what didn't turn out to be an issue, doesn't mean that our intuition was faulty. That means that it's working in a different field, in a more expanded field. The cultivation of our intuition requires of us a radical shift in the way we are in the world. It requires a lot of faith. It requires us to let go of our attachment to the external world. It requires us to embrace uncertainty, and as well as the mystery that lies at the heart of our existence. It requires that we embrace our spirituality and that we give ourselves over, that we surrender ourselves in a positive way to the movements of the mystery within our lives. That we are not individualized, we are connected to a larger flow of energy. And to surrender and to be carried by the larger flow brings us the gifts that is promised by a spiritual life. And that is peace, harmony, strength, knowing, wisdom, intuition, guidance, power, protection. It opens us as a vessel to receive rather than imposing our activity to make happen. The philosopher Kierkegaard said, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Isn't that the truth? That we understand the events of our lives when we look to the past, but that's not how we live. We live going forwards. And our intuition helps us to live our lives as we go forwards. It helps us to navigate the challenges and the opportunities that come our way with grace and wisdom, guided by our spiritual natures. And so I'd like to access our spiritual natures right now through meditation, through being quiet, through listening. So I ask you to shift your attention now from the outer world, what I'm speaking about, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, to the inner world. Going back to the basics. And I am a spiritual being, having a human experience, spiritual being first. And my experience, my human experience, gives me a myriad of opportunities to grow and develop my spirituality, my spiritual attunement, my spiritual strength and gifts, my spiritual alignment. And so as we close our eyes, we essentially say, I'm drawing away now. I'm retreating to my closet. I'm going inside. And take a deep breath. And let that breath carry you further to the undistracted realm of your spiritual core. Rather than coming through the brain as far as a physical anchor, I think intuition and inner wisdom comes to us through our hearts. Our heart wisdom. And so let your attention go to your heart center and yield to it. By that I mean open yourself, open your mind, release any kind of intellectual constructs to be in the feeling of the heart. And in this place is where intuition and wisdom bubble up. And in your own way, invite your inner wisdom and intuition to grow and expand and guide your life. May I be guided impeccably by my intuition and inner spirit, inner wisdom. I invite you during the challenges of your life to check the water and the oil by going to your heart and asking yourself, am I in alignment with the two essential principles of my life? That God is good all the time and that I am one with God. And then listen. And we remain listening. As Mark brings us out of meditation with song.
Well, I have an inner world, I've got one outside. I know the one within me is my ticket to the sky. Fly high, little child, high and true. Just listen to the moment tickling you and pay attention. Give a listen. Hello. My inner eye watches, my outer eye blinks. The inner says quiet when I thinking. Why goes the chatter? My goes the truth. Just listen to the moment tickling you and pay attention. Give a listen. Hello, hello, hello. There's nothing bigger than the tiny little moments. There's nothing finer than you. There's nothing fuller than the emptiness that comes from living truth. My inner eye remembers, my outer forgets. My inner finds the heart like a jet. Fly high, little child, high and true. Just listen to the moment, it's tickling you. Pay attention, give a listen. Hello, hello, hello. No, there's nothing bigger than the tiny little moments. There's nothing finer than you. There's nothing fuller than this emptiness that comes from living truth. Yeah. I got an inner world, yes, I got one outside. I know the one within me is my ticket to the sky. Fly high, little child, high and true. Just listen to the moment, it's tickling you. And pay attention, give a listen. Hello, 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 hello.
Thank you, Mark.
I didn't know if I was supposed to play or not.
Well, there you go. Now you know. You were.
I look like a lotus flower now. I love it.
Yeah, you were, you did, and you have, and now we're very grateful.
Well, me too. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, I'm glad I cooed you. Yeah.
Indeed. I'd
still
still
would've
be
been
waiting
wondering.
for my photo. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So now's the time when we share our love offerings. So if you have those out and open your hearts as we fearlessly share in support of our spiritual community. And our offertory blessing is behind me, so if you say it with me. Divine love, flowing as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And as we are placing our offerings in our basket, you on Zoom can send your offerings in via mail or our website on Givelify, or bring it by the church. So that would be the way to participate in the support of our community. And once again, we rub our hands together in order to bless these offerings. And we direct that energy right here with gratitude, with open hearts, with high expectation in the opulence of the universe. And we give thanks for these gifts and for the lives from which they come, and we see them propelled truly and faultlessly into the future as we fulfill our responsibilities and share our abundance. And so it is. Amen. Well, that's our service for today. Thank you for being here. and we'll gather in our circle. We do have hospitality today, so if you come downstairs and have some coffee and a little bit of munchies, that would be great. And you on Zoom, take yourself out to lunch and then come back for the class if you want. I'm sure you can find some coffee and cookies around your house. All right.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment, live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. I am the light that is God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love that is God. The power of God protects us. I am the power that is God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence that is God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Thank you, all you Zoomers, for joining us online, and thank you, people here. And let's go down and have some nosh. Yeah? All right. See you next Sunday. Thank you, Mark.
Mark,
You're
you
welcome.
rock.
All right. Great.
Bless you. Bless you.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you so much.
And that's that. I'll see you next time, you guys.